and welcome to Hedgehog Hollow. Today I have a fun project for you to save you money. Plus I'm going to be showing you some great tips and tricks to use your Cricut software, and I'm going to be using the Cricut Joy matless cutting as well. So a while back I was in Pottery Barn and I saw these really cute salt and pepper holders, and they had salt and pepper on the top in gold. They were really pretty but crazy expensive, so I found a much cheaper version. These are just wooden ones off of Amazon. I'll link them below, and I'm going to be using some gold vinyl to personalize them. So prep wise, all I've done so far is just clean the top with some alcohol to make sure it's nice and clean, and I can add everything on top. So here I have my Cricut Access and Design Space. I've already set up my salt, and you'll notice how it's already merged together. I'm going to make sure my sizes are about right too. And here I started pepper. So I just went text, Friday is the font I'm using. I typed out pepper, and now we want to make it joined up like salt. So to do that, we're going to go to layers, and then we're going to hit advanced and then ungroup letters. So now each letter you can see here is an individual piece. They're all the same size. And so now I can just drag and drop. You can see how these letters are moving. So you just tap it, move it along, and then I can add them all together really simply. So you see how these are now looking all joined up like a cursive font. You can decide how much gap or overlap you want. And you'll see those grid lines snapping on as well. So you can decide how close or whether you're still in line, all of those kinds of things as well. So just moving this, whoops, move it back up. And then I'm also going to do the same with the R, like so. I'm going to move my E over slightly. And so now you can see how they've kind of come together. I'm going to move this just a smidgen. So you can play around until you're happy with how your letters look. And then once you are all happy, what I'm going to do is drag my finger across, and then I'm going to weld these letters together, which means they're all one. So you can see how easy that was to do. And then we're going to just do a cut. So let's talk now about the Cricut Joy. So I'm using my Cricut Joy over here. I'm using my gold vinyl, and we're going to use it with no mat. So let's make sure we can get into the box. The great thing is you can get these smart materials. Now you can, of course, use regular vinyl on a mat, and you could use your Cricut Joy and things, but you can also just do this with matless cutting, which I find really simple. This is a 10-foot roll, and we have a video coming up on how to do patterns and pattern repeats and things, but this has this little white stripe in here, which just means you can put it straight into your Cricut Joy. So I've made sure that my sizes here fit the top of my little pots, which are 3.5 inches, and so this is less than 3. And now we're going to cut. I'm going to make sure that this is connected. You'll see all the fun things I have on my iPad, but I'm going to go into my Bluetooth. I'm going to find my Joy and connect to it, and then go back to my Cricut. And we're going to hit make it without a mat, which is so much fun to do. And then we'll wait for this to just load up. You can select exactly what you want it to be. So we're going Smart Vinyl Permanent. And that's all you have to do. Now the Joy is completely, there's no buttons or anything like that. So as soon as I put this through here, it finds my material. It feeds it in to make sure it is the correct material. And then whenever you're ready, you just hit go in that bottom right-hand corner. And now it's going to do all of this cutting for me. It's going to be a fairly small project, so it won't take long. I also have my transfer tape here. I'm going to grab some and open it up like this. And pop this out. And then we're just going to do the normal weeding. So I'm going to wait for this to just cut. We've already cut salt, and now I'm going in with pepper. So don't forget to hit subscribe, ring the bell, of course. Links to everything I'm using will be below, and any coupon codes we have for Cricut.com. You might find some fun ones down there as well. And don't forget, you can still use all of your scraps of vinyl. You can use it on the Cricut Joy mat. You could do this on any Cricut machine. It does not have to be the Joy machine. I'm just using this one because I've actually found I use my Cricut a lot more since I've had the Joy, because it just sits on my desktop and I can do things really easy. I don't have to get a big machine or anything out. And the majority of things I want to cut, like HTV, vinyl, or maybe draw something, can all be done with the Cricut Joy. And I found that I just tend to use things a little bit more. So I'm going to hit unload. And I'm going to close up my little Joy over here. And we'll do some cutting just like this. And we'll save our scraps. And I just leave them on the roll. And I put the roll back in here, and I have a cart that stores all of my pieces over there. The other nice thing about having this edge is it's really easy to start peeling, so you don't have to try and find an edge. So let's peel off our excess here. And then I'm going to show you my favorite weeding tool. So I really like these pointy scissors. I'm going to link them below. It's called a Swiss tweezer, and a Swiss tweezer has this point on it, which just makes it really easy to use. And when you're weeding vinyl, you can see how easy this makes it. So you don't need a weeding hook and tweezers. Everything you need is just in one tool. These are my absolute favorite. And I've tried lots of Swiss tweezers. Not only are these ones pretty, but they are really nice and sharp, and they stay sharp. You'd have seen me use them in lots and lots of videos. So I'm just popping out those extra little pieces that we have in here, like this. So really quick and easy weeding, and it all cut it in one piece as well, which is really nice. We don't have to move around letters. That's what that weld function did for us. So I'm just putting out these little pieces. I'd love to know if you've got a Cricut Joy or what your favorite e-cutter is, because even if you don't have a Cricut, you could do this project with any electronic cutting machine. I just love all the fonts and things in my Cricut Access. And if you're also a Cricut Access member like I am, I pay, I think it's $9.99 a month, something like that. But then I also get 10% off all my Cricut.com purchases and access to all of those free fonts and files. So for me, that's definitely worthwhile. Again, I'll add a Cricut Access link below for you. I'm going to just trim these two apart, and we need one small piece of transfer paper, not much at all. So I'm going to trim this off the roll and peel this off. Again, I use my little tweezers on the edge just to help it along. Let's try something a little bit sharper. If anyone has a tip of how to get the corner of transfer paper up, I would love to hear it. Leave it below. I'd love to hear from you what your favorite trick is to get those corners up, because with my nails, I really do struggle. So there we go. So I'm doing this. I'm going to take this. I'm going to press it on nice and firmly. And if I can find a picture of the original ones I had, I'll add that on as well. If you want something to help you scrape, you can grab the Cricut scrapers, or I like to just use rulers and things. I tend to just use whatever I have to hand rather than specific tools. Like I have those tweezers, I have a metal ruler in my drawer, and all of those just work great. So let's peel this off. And if you peel your backing piece off and just curl it, you'll find that your pieces, particularly those delicate like little scrolls of salt and things, come off much, much easier. So there's my salt. I'm going to take this. It's got some nice wood grain in it that I can line it up with as well. Again, a nice good press. And I can lift this up. Yeah, I'm going to curl this just because then I get a better, easier to lift up. So there's my salt. You could also put like a layer of Mod Podge or something like that on there too. I'm going to just grab this one, and we're going to do the pepper quickly as well, so you can see both of them put on there. As I say, you can seal them, and you can get some, you know, food safe sealants and things as well. But this is only on the top. It's not going to touch your food. So it's up to you which way you'd want to seal that. You could do a spray shellac, you know, lots and lots of different options. Well, this is a permanent vinyl, so you know, it is going to be on there full time. So I'm just going to peel this back carefully. Again, you can see how I'm kind of curling my release paper to make sure it stays down and doesn't misshape my letters. You will find the backing sheet on the Smart Materials much, much thicker. So sometimes it can be easier or harder just depending on how detailed your image is. But the transfer tape you can reuse. So this same piece, you can use this multiple times. Again, I'm lining it up with my little turn piece on the top here. And I'm putting this in the center. I did pre-clean these just to make sure there was no, you know, waxes or things on there so that I get a really nice adhesion. And I'm going to press that down. And now you can see my really nice little salt and peppers. I think they look just like the real thing for a fraction of the price. If you love this tutorial, don't forget to hit subscribe and ring the bells to find out more. We have a whole Cricut Joy playlist you can check out too. I will see you tomorrow with another tip, trick tutorial, or maybe something a little bit different. And I can't wait to share it with you then. See you later. Bye.